For so many of our patients, the top three priorities are weight loss, and weight loss. It's so critical to stabilizing cardiovascular plaque. And speaking of patients, you don't even have to be a patient. Viewers of this channel have had huge experience. Take a look.
Yeah, as you can see from the pictures, I lost quite a bit of weight. The top picture is actually from 2006. Picture. I topped out at about 240 pounds. I'm 5'10", my BMI was 34 at that point. So I was obese, just plain outright obese. I managed to slide down a little bit over the years, and I got to around 215. After getting divorced, going through the 2008 recession, that helped a lot in getting down to the 216 number. But today I'm about 190. I've been at a low of 184, BMI of just over 25. I don't feel right at that weight. It was too thin. So I floated up and I'm at 190 this morning.
So your peak was 245?
240.
240 with a BMI over 30.
Well over 30.
What was the peak BMI?
34.
34. You lost how many pounds down to what?
Well, my lowest weight during the diet was 175 pounds.
Okay.
Now I'm up to about 190, and I was in there for a couple of years.
Okay. And you're going to talk a little bit more about how you managed your weight, how you did that, right?
I will. In fact, I've got a little bit of stuff on my diet if you'd like to hear about it at the end.
Yes. Love to.
So I moved to Atlanta in 2001. In 2004, I got a new doc in Atlanta, and I'm not sure why. My lipids were probably a little high. I didn't keep records at that point. I didn't even keep paper they gave me. But he said, you should go for a CAC, coronary calcium score. I said, okay, whatever, if that's what you say. And so he sent me to a place where I could get it in Atlanta. And he sent me there. And the thing I remember most from that is I asked the girl, how'd I look? She says, well, you've got a little bit of calcium. The score is 70. I thought, well, that doesn't sound too bad. What does that mean? She says, well, and just as I was getting ready to walk out, she says, that'll grow by about 20 to 25% a year. Wow, that got my attention because I can do the math on compound interest. 20 to 25% a year. And that stuck with me for almost 20 years because my next visit to a doctor was to an executive physical. This is another thing that a guy said that didn't make much sense. And part of that physical was having a stress test, having a consult with a cardiologist that gave me the stress test. So the two things he said that I remember is one, he thought statins should be in the drinking water. And two, 50% of his MIs or heart attacks were normal cholesterol. And I thought, so you should put statins in the drinking water, even though 50% of the people have normal cholesterol. I wonder why that is. That was kind of left hanging there, but it was something that I remember because it didn't make much sense. So I was just leaving Atlanta at that point and moving to where I live now. So we had to find a new primary care provider and, we had a new home, new job, less physical exercise, a very sedentary job. But when I finally found a new PCP, and this was at a clinic attached to a major hospital, and every time I was in to get a physical, I'd ask for a CAC. Every time they said no. So that went on from 2008. I won't tell you how long that went on, but it went on a long time. In 2018, I found myself at 63, which was the same age my father was when he was diagnosed. And I thought, I should really do something about this. I considered it a bit overweight. I had a BMI of let's say 30. It was either 29 or 30 point something. I wanted to go on a diet, and I decided to try ketogenic diet. And I was relatively close to an annual physical again. So I'm going to go start it 90 days before my physical. The physical was already scheduled, so that's what I did. I went on the diet. Ketogenic diet is close to what I knew. Didn't know very much about it, but basically I was eating meat and vegetables. Just meat and green vegetables, and that was it. And I was starting to lose weight pretty dramatically. Again, at my physical, I was down to around 195 from 216. So I'd lost maybe 20 pounds when I saw the doctor, maybe 30. His physical was in February. It took me about 90 days to lose 30 plus pounds. So I said to him, can I get coronary calcium score? That was 12 years after I first had asked for one at this new doctor. He said no, but he'd take my LP little a, because that was a new thing, I guess, that was just went into the standards. And if I had high LPA, he would send me to a lipidologist. Well, it turned out my LP little a is a little bit high. They say it shouldn't change, but it was 48 and the 29 was the standard for being okay. And he sent me to a lipidologist who did give me a high sensitivity CRP. He sent me for a liver scan because that was because of the ketogenic diet. That's why he said didn't have anything but a ketogenic diet. My triglycerides were down from 150 to 100 at that point. That was the first stop. And everything came back pretty clean.